So today I'm going to talk about a nonprofit versus for-profit organization structure and design. So my current organization is a for-profit organization. I used to work for a nonprofit, and they're vastly different. So the structure of my current company, it's for profit, like I said. It employs what's called a hybrid style of organization structure. So what that is like a mix of the different styles of organizational structure. It could be like a bureaucratic structure where there's a lot of, a lot of bosses. Everything starts at the top and then comes down. Also, it could use like what's called a joint venture, where there's like a couple of different companies come together to put out a product. So that's an example of what a hybrid style is. So like it's usually actually used by very large companies. So my company is actually very large. Like he said, I work in a dialysis center. So my company makes the dialysis machines. They make the equipment that you use with the dialysis machines. They also make other things that have nothing to do with dialysis. They're very big. So my former company was a hospital. It was a nonprofit organization. They used a bureaucratic structure, well, also known as the functional structure. So like the people at the top made the rules, and then it would come down to the people who actually do the work on the clinic floor. So there was some involvement by staff in making policy, but not a lot. So in that structure, they group people by their expertise, their goals, and their similarities. So some other differences. The for-profit company, the profits are distributed to the upper level of the organization, and then that trickles down to the people who are actually doing the work. They cannot receive donations, and they serve people who can pay a market price. So the nonprofit, the profits are used to support the operation of the company, and they can also receive donations. So if they can take donations from third parties such as other organizations, the government, or private people. Oh, and they also can service all people, even people that can't afford to pay, like the economically challenged. So what literature says is that, well, the literature by Heyman and Foster says, is that people who work at nonprofits show higher levels of satisfaction than people in similar positions in for-profit organizations. Well, in my experience, this has been brought to my attention that that's actually true. Some of the people I work with, they've said to me, they were much more satisfied when they worked for the nonprofit instead of the for-profit we all now work for. So Heyman and Foster also said that nonprofit employees feel more stress at work than for-profit employees. So this is also a little different. My experience is that the people I work with, they've been saying that they feel much more stressed now than when we worked for the nonprofit. They actually, they say they bring the work home with them now more often. They think about work at home more often, and it's very different than it used to be, they all say. So Heyman and Foster also said that organizational commitment is higher in nonprofits than in for-profit companies. So, well, here I kind of agree, because when I worked at that nonprofit organization, there were people that had been there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, some going on 40 years. So they found that nonprofit to really, I guess, match their own goals and values. So Sun Tzu says that normally when the army is employed, the general first receives his commands from the sovereign. He assembles the troops and mobilizes the people. He blends the army into a harmonious entity and encamps it. He whose ranks are united in purpose will be victorious. Well, I think about this. No matter what kind of organization you work for, if you believe in their mission, their values, their goals, you will become a harmonious entity, you will be victorious, and you'll be united in your purpose. Thank you.